Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Gwent, and today we're playing the new Seesaw seasonal event, which is an alternate game mode in which, at the end of each player's turn, cards on an odd amount of power will get damaged by 1, and cards on an even amount of power will get boosted by 1. That means with some careful planning, we can consistently boost our cards and consistently damage our opponent's cards. Today we'll be looking at a new and improved version of my go-to Seesaw deck, so let's give it a look. So today we'll be playing a Northern Realms Royal Inspiration deck, because with this leader ability, we can deliberately boost any of our units that are on an odd amount of power, so that at the end of our turn we have as many units with an even amount of power as possible, maximizing the boosting that we automatically receive from Seesaw. And overall, that's the general theme of the cards in this deck as well. Because Strenger, Egmund, and the Temerian Drummers will all boost the cards next to them by 1 at the end of our turn, and if those cards are on an even amount of power, then that means they'll get boosted by 2 at the end of our turn, once from Seesaw and once from these boosting units. Meaning that rather than going back and forth between being boosted one turn and damaged the next, which is how this event got its name, instead we're going to have a bunch of 2 boosts per turn engines. Similarly, we have some cards that can do that without needing other cards to set them up, because any even-powered unit with Vitality will also get boosted by 2 every turn, for as long as that Vitality lasts. That makes Siege Tower another 2-point per turn engine, without Crew, Meditating Mages another 2-point per turn engine, and with a boost from our leader ability, Kerack City Guard and Redanian Knights will also be 2-point per turn engines. Then for Immortals with a slightly different methodology, we'll get the same result. Because if we boost this card with our leader ability to get it on an odd amount of power, Seesaw will damage it at the end of our turn, getting rid of its shield, and boosting its power by 2, which will keep it on an odd amount of power, which means it will lose its shield on our next turn, get boosted by 2 again, and also continue to be a 2-point per turn engine. Add in Tridam Infantry to deal damage when it gets boosted, and Vysogota of Corvo to do more boosting and get as many cards on even power at the end of our turn as possible, and combine that with Foltest to create additional copies of Dunn Banner, bring them from our graveyard back into our deck with Pavetta, and then summon them back out in a future round with Oneiromancy or Amphibious Assault, and we have so many combos in this deck that it is extremely powerful. So that's just about everything, but I'll flip through just to show you what else we have. Of course, we also have Yrden, which is always helpful. Donimir, most of the time, we'll use to protect Foltest, though alternatively you could use him to protect other engines, such as Vysogota. Then Raffard's Vengeance is a new addition, because this card just came out, and although it doesn't necessarily get any stronger in Seesaw, it is just generally a really good card, especially because it helps us play more bronze units, and we have some really strong bronze units. Then Margarita is our source of lock, so we'll use her when we need to shut down one of our opponent's biggest units. So there's a look at the deck. Overall, tons of combos to put up tons of points, so plenty of options, and lots of ways for you to win a round. So let's go see it in action. Alright, so going up against monsters here, and we'll go first. Okay, we have Foltest, that's great. We also have Amphibious Assault to get the Dunn Banners and Donimir to protect Foltest, so that's fantastic. All we need is Pavetta to get those Dunn Banners back in a future round. We even have some decent boosting engines between Egmund and a Strenger, Temerian Drummer. Probably don't need all of those, so let's get rid of one of them. Probably don't want 2 Kerack City Guards either, so we can get rid of one of those. And Oneiromancy does give us a way to get Pavetta, so this is perfect. Let's start off with Donimir in that case. Keep Foltest protected. And just ignore the weird tactical advantage here. I forgot to switch this over to Crystal Skull for this match. Alright, they're going to go with their defender. So this will be an interesting matchup in that case. And now it's time for Foltest. So we'll play him. I guess we'll boost Donimir to get him up to an even number. That way he'll get boosted by 2 at the end of this turn. Alright, they're going with the Witch Apprentice, so once they reach Sabbath, they'll have a decently strong engine over there. But of course, we also have an engine of our own we're looking to set up here. That being, getting out the Dunn Banners, so that Foltest can print additional copies of them every turn. So here they come out of our deck. And they didn't have an answer, and they knew that meant that they couldn't win. so they forfeit. We'll take the win. Alright, so going up against Scoia'tael here. And they'll go first. Alright, we have Amphibious Assault, which we could use to get Dunn Banners. We have Pavetta, which we could use to get those Dunn Banners back in a future round. But with no Foltest, our Dunn Banner printing combo doesn't currently work. Let's get rid of the Kerack City Guard. Raffard's Vengeance is certainly not bad. I'm thinking we abandon all plans of going with Foltest here and get rid of Pavetta, and then of course I'm sure we're going to get him here. Well, we'll get Dunn Banners instead. Alright, Elven Swordmaster for some damage. To which I say, maybe we go Immortals here in the melee row. Set up this engine nice and early. Put it on an odd number. That means it'll lose its shield, regain its shield, get boosted in the process, and perhaps make them hesitant to hit it with that Swordmaster, although they do it anyway. Ooh, interesting. Okay. They will lock it, as it turns out. And you really didn't want to damage it there, because now you're just giving us points. So they did shut it down, but we did get some points out of it. And we did get rid of one of their key locking cards. So I think what we do now is to go Raffard's Vengeance. And then we're going to look to set up possibly even these Meditating Mages. Usually I prefer the Resilience in round 2 if we can make that happen, but that's tough to predict if we're actually going to be able to do it. Oh, okay, that is a lot of damage. I'll give you that. I will give you that. And Yrden as well. It does look like they are very much going for an all-out Elves deck, especially with Deadeye Ambush. So we're absolutely going to want to use Royal Inspiration to boost Raffard's Vengeance so that it doesn't immediately get destroyed. Then let's use it, probably to play Meditating Mage. And then we could play the other one as well. Then after drawing into another Tridam Infantry, we could definitely do a Temerian Drummer plus Tridam Infantry combo. Okay, more Elves. Surprise, surprise. Also, they continue to damage our units that are on an odd amount of power, putting them back onto even, giving us more points. Thank you. Let's go Tridam Infantry here. Then maybe on our next turn, we'll play Temerian Drummer next to it. Alright, another Half-Elf Hunter. We'll continue to get this Elven Swordmaster off cooldown. They're going to keep on trying to get rid of Raffard's Vengeance. Initially, I was hoping to go Temerian Drummer here, use our leader ability to boost Tridam Infantry into an even number so that he gets boosted by 2 every turn, turning it into a powerful engine. But we could boost Raffard's Vengeance instead just to keep this alive. I think we'd probably go that route. Let's still do Temerian Drummer. Maybe on a future occasion we'll use leader ability to get you onto an even number, because this is kind of necessary. And then we may even want to trigger this round of Meditating Mage ability. Not going to do this one on this turn, because you are, at least were, on an odd number, and we want to do it when you're on an even number. Okay, they're going to pass. Means we can win on even with some carryover. But of course, if we do play one more card and then maybe dry pass in the next round, then we can guarantee that we get one more Resilience unit out there, which may be worth doing. We could also get some thinning out of Dunn Banner to give us a little bit of an additional benefit. Now, I think we still settle for this, because this will give us a round 1 win with some carryover. Will that be the difference, forcing them to play 2 cards in round 2? We'll see. Okay, and the other reason why I didn't want to play Dunn Banner or Amphibious Assault was because we did draw into Foltest here, which means we could now still pull off this combo. And I think that does mean we actually have a pretty solid way to bleed, if not go for the 2-0 win. So I like this a lot. Siege Tower and Kerack City Guard serve similar purposes, and Kerack City Guard does not work the best with Dunn Banner plus Foltest, because we were going to want to use a leader ability to boost up that guard, and Princess Pavetta is what we need for round 3 to get this Dunn Banner combo to carry over. So this is awesome. Let's go for it. Short term, of course, it would be best to use King Foltest in this range row, boost the Meditating Mage, and create additional copies of that in our deck. Usually, however, it is best to use Foltest in your melee row, because the order of operations when the game considers who gets boosted first is it checks first from left to right in the melee row. So if, say, we have Foltest doing his boosting in the range row, and then we set up Tridam Infantry plus Temerian Drummer in the melee row, then Tridam Infantry would be the one that gets boosted first every turn, and we'll create copies of him instead, and that's not what we want. So let's still go Foltest here in the melee row. Does mean, at least for this turn, he's not going to have anything to boost, but I think long-term it is definitely superior. Alright, Oneiromancy, they may have something to shut down Foltest. I probably should have played Donimir with Amphibious Assault first, but they're going Feign Death. Given how they're clearly an elf deck, can't say that's much of a surprise. And, well, I don't think they have an answer for Foltest, because they forfeit. So going up against Skellige here, and they'll go first. And I like our double Meditating Mages, that's nice. We also have 2 Redanian Knights, let's get rid of one of those. But now we have a lot of boosters between Strenger, our Temerian Drummers, and Egmund, so we can probably get rid of one of those. And we picked up Foltest, that's huge. That means we could potentially go with Foltest plus Dunn Banners. They'll play Gerd first, that's a little odd when we don't have any units out there for them to damage. So let's start with Amphibious Assault. Get one of those Dunn Banners out here. And I think we'll pass our leader ability, because sure, we could boost that Deafening Siren Gate up to an even number, then it would get boosted at the end of our turn from Seesaw, but I think we'd rather prioritize boosting either Foltest or one of those Dunn Banners on our next turn. Greatsword is good. Seesaw damaging us will heal it. So now let's break out Foltest to create those duplicate copies of the Dunn Banners. And we could either boost Foltest or the Dunn Banners. We'll boost Foltest to keep him a little bit safer, since we don't have Donimir this time. Aimee Flaminica, you would have thought they'd have played that in the same row as the Greatsword to potentially heal it, but they do not, which is also a little strange. Alright, I like both Meditating Mages, but if we go Raffard's Vengeance first, that can help us play them both and get extra damage in the process. Alright, now they're going Summon in Circle. And a Messenger of the Sea is strong, setting themselves up for more boosting when we get damaged. And now let's use Raffard's Vengeance to get one of those Meditating Mages out here. And then we also draw into Vysogota, which is pretty sweet. Then we'll play our other Meditating Mage. So we have both of them down there, we'll deal some damage. And Royal Inspiration, I guess just on a Dunn Banner. Though it actually would have been better to do the one next to Foltest to get that double boosted every turn. Unless we're worried about Tall Punish without a defender, but whatever. Dimmin Pirate is just a point slam. And now, I think we just played Redanian Knight. Though we actually should have put that next to Raffard's Vengeance to get a little bit of extra damage. But they'll pass here. Which does make it a little bit tricky because we have the lead. We're on even cards, so we could win on even. But if we pass now, then we lose the opportunity to get that resilience from the Meditating Mages. I think we do still pass, and then we might even push in round 2. So we drew into Princess Pavetta, and that's great. That means we can get those Dunn Banners back into our deck, and we have at least one throwaway card here, because we have 8 cards. Pavetta's perfect for that, but we still have a lot of boosters, so let's get rid of one of those. And we might be able to do better than the Kerack City card. So let's begin with Pavetta. And she may be the only card that we play this round. Let's get our Dunn Banners back. That at least gives us the option for a quick and easy push. And Uma's Curse will give them... let's see. They'll go with the Imperial Manticore. I don't think they'll have a way to destroy it, and we don't have any big plans for damage, so that shouldn't be an issue. And I think we have a chance here to push a bit with Amphibious Assault into a Dunn Banner. And then just boost Pavetta to get her onto an even number. And Seesaw will do the boosting for us to get all those Dunn Banners out from our deck. Now the Ghost Svanrga, ooh, timing is not great there. We don't have any damage units. The Bloodthirst doesn't trigger. I think we pass here, because we have a huge lead, and they're going to need to find a way to catch up to us. So we could potentially get a couple cards a card advantage. Madman Lugos is a decent play here. That is a lot of damage. But it's not enough for them to catch us yet. Giant Boar, oh, once again, the timing is just off a little bit. If you had waited a turn, it would have been much bigger. And they're tied here, so they need to play more. Colossal Ifrit, that's in the wrong row. And then once we get boosted from Seesaw, they still need to play another card. Oh dear. Skellige will be enough, but then that means you don't need to play your leader ability. Oh gosh. This is physically painful to watch. But after going 4 cards down and using their leader ability, they'll take the round 2 win. Now, we drew into Oneiromancy. That's great. We also got a Tridam Infantry, which can work well with our Temerian Drummer and Strenger, and even Vysogota. But we still have Egmund, so we should be fine for boosters. Alright, they'll go with the Oncrate Raiders. And I think we go Donimir in the range row to protect Vysogota. And we'll boost him. And then Sigvald. Yeah, this person is clearly pretty new. Obviously, Sigvald needs to be in the melee row to use his ability. Alright, now let's go Vysogota. And we'll get Donimir back on an even number. Alright then, Okfist is actually a little bit of a threat. Damaging all of our units could potentially drop Vysogota down to the point where Seesaw would get rid of him. Let's go with Egmund and try to create a boosting pocket in the melee row in which to put Tridam Infantry later on. That way we aren't bro stacking. And Donar. Oh, to hit Donimir? Yeah, it's not going to do much. So now let's play Tridam Infantry. And once again, we'll use Vysogota to even out all of our cards and get them boosted from Seesaw. Alright, now we go Udalric for their last card, and, well, they don't have enough Bloodthirst to get the Zeal, so that means he's not going to be able to use his ability. We do have a lead here, but it's always dangerous to pass early when it's close in Seesaw, because you never quite know how many points you're going to finish with once Seesaw takes effect. So let me show you what happens when you boost Immortals to an odd number. Because once we do that, at the end of our turn, Seesaw will damage it, getting rid of its shield, boosting it by 2, and keeping it on an odd number, then getting the shield back, turning it into another 2-point engine. And now we definitely have enough points to take the win. So there's a look at a high-boosting Northern Realms deck for the new Seesaw seasonal event. If you liked the video, then make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and leave a comment down below to let me know which other cards, archetypes, and factions you'd like us to experiment with next. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.